Okay, James, thanks very much. Lady Cats are taking the field, so it will be Sanger who will be the visiting team, and the Lady Cats will be the home team here tonight. Lady Cats won game 2, 1-0 just a few minutes ago, scoring 1 run in the top of the 8th inning, and then shutting down Sanger in the bottom of the 8th with Hannah Speed doing the job. Tony Flippin, we were commenting on the fact between games that we saw 2 very unusual calls there.
Yes, sir. In
the 8th inning of that game 2. One was the interference on the third base coach for Sulphur Springs and the head coach, David Carrillo. That could have been a critical play. And then we saw the Sanger hitter, Carly Cates it is, called out on what appeared to be a foul ball on a 3-2 count, but the umpire apparently ruled that she stepped on the plate.
I think it's more that she stepped out of the box than it was, because she took a decent swing.
So we are about ready to go here.
Boy, I'm not
either. That's just
I'm riding my last one.
Yeah, we're scrambling to get the lineups in here. So this is game 3 in the regional best-of-3 series. Hannah Speed on the mound for the Lady Cats. This is Delilah Millen, the catcher for Sanger, and their leading hitter. There's an off-speed pitch for a call strike.
You got a slow ump.
If she has such a thing as a curveball, that was it.
So winner goes to the semifinal. Loser goes home.
Sanger won on Wednesday night 6-2. Now this is game 3. Speed into the wind. And the ball hit at the second baseman, and that is Braylee Blevins in this afternoon's game. Let me double check that. Yep, Braylee Blevins starting at second base. They can put her just about anywhere.
Absolutely.
In the lineup, Tony. And we see that Baylor Boatman is in the starting lineup for Sulphur Springs at first base. She's had an injury and has not been able to play since the Gilmer series.
To see that.
Big opportunity there for Sulphur Springs. So 1 out. And here is Taryn Lichty, the third baseman for Sanger. She takes the first pitch inside for ball 1.
Now I'm already confused because I have Abby as the DH and she's at first base because she's left-handed. Baylor is not first base.
Okay, well, we'll check on that. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 in the count. I'm using one of Tony's score sheets here, and the balls and strikes are organized a little bit differently, so I have to be careful about that. 1-1. Yeah, I was shown that it would be Baylor Boatman at first, so we will, it may be that Baylor will be the designated hitter.
It's probably going to be the DH, is the way I got it.
Yeah, Abby Goldsmith then is at first base.
Yep. Who knows? We're just going to have to fly it. These coaches don't take care of us regularly. This is awful quick turnaround.
1-2 the count. Top of the first. No score. Pitch to Lichty. Call strike 3 on the outside edge. Right. This may be the umpire that was calling balls and strikes on Wednesday night.
No, this is the third one. They'll rotate. This is one that's been at first base for 2 games.
Okay, well, he had that delayed call that the fellow Wednesday night had. Abby Chapman, the first baseman.
First baseman number 8, Abby Chapman.
Had a home run in the game Wednesday night. 2 out, nobody on top of the first.
Good start by Abby, or by everybody.
And this ball hit on the ground to Gracie Thompson at third base. That's a sure thing.
You know what's happening there.
Throw across the diamond to Abby Goldsmith, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Hannah Speed facing the Sanger Lady Indians in the top of the first. No score. We go to the bottom of the first. This is Lady Cats softball on KSST.
Number 1, Hannah.
Lady Cats softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, the University Interscholastic League, and a big thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the Chevy Equinox, in which we made the trip down Highway 19 to Edgewood, then on Highway 80 into Terrell, and finally I-20 into 40 this evening. and also last night and Wednesday night. So on the mound here, it is Layla Klager again for the Lady Indians of Sanger, a senior, outstanding pitcher for Sanger. Much in the same way that Hannah Speed is for Sulphur Springs, of course. Klaver, before last night's game, a 17-3 record with a 2.49 ERA, 138 innings pitched. She'd given up 100 hits, 213 strikeouts, so well over a strikeout per inning, 74 walks. She has allowed 6 home runs. She is headed for Daytona State College, a junior college in Florida next season. Has a 62-mile-per-hour fastball, or rise ball as it's often called in softball. Decisive game in this regional series. Winner goes to the state semifinals next week against the winner of the Dumas Andrews series out in West Texas this weekend.
Your pitcher number 1, Hannah Speed.
And so far, all indications are early indications everything's going the Lady Wildcats' way. So see if we can capitalize early, put the pressure on the Lady Indians here.
Hannah Speed leads it off, the pitcher. Speed, a .488 batting average, leads the Lady Cats with now, 41 hits with her hit in the second game. First pitch is foul down the third baseline, so it's 0-1. Speed very nearly pitched a no-hitter in the second game. She only gave up a base hit there in the 8th inning.
If you hadn't mentioned it.
I didn't say no-hitter.
No, I know, but everybody knew what you were talking about. You jinxed it.
Speed, a sophomore, stands up near the front of the batter's box with a crouching stance. The 0-1 pitch, and she hits this one hard to left field down the line, but it's fouled by about 3 feet.
Yep. Well struck. I'd like to see us put the ball in play a little bit and take care of all this celebration from strikeouts from Klaver. I'm tired of looking at that.
Every strikeout, she pumps her fist.
Yep. Kind of raises her left knee like,
Yep.
And I would too. And it's our job to hold it down. We keep striking out. Look at her.
0-2 count to Hannah Speed. Klaver into the wind. That's a fastball.
Ooh, I thought he was coming up with that one. I don't know where but thank you, man.
Misses just off the plate.
Must have been outside. And again, the plate calling has been good in all 3 games. It's that we've had such poor calling earlier that everybody's upset.
1-2 pitch. This one hit hard to left field. And coming on the left fielder, Carly Cates. She makes the catch for Sanger. Ball hit well, though, Tony.
Hit well. Both schools got great defense. This is liable to be another one of those one-run ball games, just like we got through with.
What we did not see from the Lady Cats last night and this morning were the kind of weak balls that were hit on Wednesday night.
Our timing has been better, and we're hitting it a little more on the nose. And every time you face Klaver, you should be taking notes mentally and get ready.
Now Braylee Blevins steps in for Sulphur Springs, a .313 hitter prior to last night's game. She fouls the first pitch back into the net for strike 1. Blevins starting at second base in this game. I think she started at shortstop some and the outfield.
Yeah, but she's taken over for Peyton for the last that's been there the last couple of games, and Peyton did a really good job. But
just
now
freshman.
that we're putting Boatman back in the lineup, it's moved her there.
0-1, and this one bounces in. Haven't seen that very often from Klaver.
Yep.
Blevins with 21 base hits coming into the weekend, 3 doubles, a triple. She does not have a home run. 1-1 pitch. Swings and pops this one up. Foul's going to be on the roof, I think. No, just shy of the roof. But
wind will take that one. There's a substantial wind coming in to the plate. It's any ball that a right-hander hits to right field is really going to have a tail to it. So right field is extremely important for both of these teams tonight if they start hitting them that way. Outfield's very deep. Center fielder's creeping in a little, but everybody else is staying.
1-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul again, out of play.
Yep.
That one's on the roof.
Snow cone.
Gracie Thompson, the third baseman on deck for the Lady Cats. Game 3 of the regional series.
I'm sure glad to be here and not come in for one inning and go home.
Boy, that was the fear coming down here. But might just be here for 10 minutes or something. Swing and a miss and a fastball up around the letters.
Second out, that's the pitch. That and the changeup's been what she's been getting her strikeouts on.
Now Gracie Thompson for Sulphur Springs.
Thing we need to do is not get to 2-strike count. Hit early in the count. If she throws a good one, put it in play.
Thompson a 324. Well, I'll still give it a third attempt. 424 hitter. Don't want to take 100 points off her batting average. Here's a pitch away for ball 1. 28 base hits coming into the weekend. A couple of home runs. Right-handed batter, stands about midway in the box, front to back, 1-0 pitch. And that's a called strike. I thought it was inside, but I waited for the call.
And she's pretty tight on the plate.
1-1 pitch by Claver. Swung on, hit into the air. And this one looks like will go to the shortstop, Lily Wilson. And that'll be the third out. So the Lady Cats go down 1-2-3. In the bottom of the first inning, no score. As we go to the top of the second, this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST, no score as we start the top of the second inning of Game 3 here in this regional series. Sanger won Wednesday night 6-2. Lady Cats won last night and this morning 1-0 in 8 innings.
8 innings in about 20 hours.
Leela Claver, the pitcher, and the cleanup hitter, steps in to face her opposite number, Hannah Speed here. Open stance, stands about midway in the box, front to back. She had a homer in the first inning Wednesday night, and the first pitch is an off-speed offering from Speed, misses down and in for ball 1.
Number 20, Leila Claver.
Claver, a .350 hitter, coming in last night with 21 hits.
Outfield's medium depth. They don't play as deep as Sanger does.
And the pitch, there's a call strike on the outside edge, and it's 1-1. Claver in Game 2 last night and this morning was 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. One and one count. Speed into the wind. And this ball hit in the air but foul down the left field line, way high.
Off-speed pitch. Claver did a pretty good job to put the bat on it. Good pitch by Hannah.
On deck, the designated player whom we have not seen in the batting order yet in this series, Madison Biediger.
Yep.
And Vivi Lynch, the center fielder. This is 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order. 1-2 the count on Leela Claver. Big, strong girl. And the pitch. Hit foul into the net down the first baseline.
Good pitch on the outside, had her reaching. Good job of protecting the plate by Claver.
I said in the break you could put a set of pads on her on Friday night and she would not look out of place.
Not at all. And I wouldn't want to be lined up across from her. I know what I used to look like in pads.
1-2 pitch.
And
now that hit her again. I tell you, they're good at getting hit by the pitch.
Yep. And I can't see that they're really moving their hands out or
that
whatever.
Is my
That's what they're saying.
point.
That's what Hannah is saying, that they're getting their hands out there. And I really think that the coach needs to be coming and pulling that. They need to watch that.
I mean, you have to make an effort to get out of the way of the pitch to some extent, do you not?
Yeah, but the biggest deal is if their hands are moving forward towards it, that's all the more. So we're going to have a pinch runner here. Maybe number 6, single digit, I think.
Callie Miller, that would be.
So we don't need to start that pattern again. And what that does, too, is that makes Hannah that makes Hannah leery about pitching inside. But that's at least the third batter in this last night and tonight, maybe more.
She hit 2 in a row in the 6th inning last night, and Claver was one of them. And now the first pitch is inside to Madison Biediger, whom we have not seen, as we said, in this series.
But just like that pitch, that's one that Claver got hit by.
And a speed into the wide, and there's a high fastball around the letter, swung on and missed for strike 1. No score, top of the 2nd inning. Runner at first. Courtesy runner. After Claver was hit by a pitch. And speed in there with a fastball. Must have been outside. Scoreboard says 1-1. What do you have, Tony?
I got 2-1.
That's what I thought. Biediger, wide stance, swinging, pops it up. Looks like Emerson Thompson, the shortstop, has a beat on it, and she makes the play. The throw to first base, and they double her off.
Here, what a break for the Lady Cats. She was almost to second base, the pinch runner, so a huge double play.
And the Lady Cats are out of the inning.
No, that's just second batter. But we got
you're right. I'm
nobody
sorry.
on.
I'm sorry. You're right.
So that's a huge break, and I don't have a clue what that. Of course, that was a pinch runner. So sometimes their head's not in the game, but their coach should have been yelling their head off at her. So now we got 2 outs and Vivian Lynch up. What a break! Again, everything's going the Lady Cats' way right now, except for that leaning into the hit batter.
Vivi Lynch, center fielder now, number 6 hitter in the batting order, with no one on base and 2 out.
So let's take advantage of and get that 3 up, 3 down again and come get the plate.
First pitch swung on and hit foul into the net down the first baseline. 0-1 the count. Vivi Lynch in game 2, just completed, was 0 for 2 with a walk.
I'd like to see Claire in a little bit and more toward right field, more toward the line in right.
Yeah, she's well off the line. And this ball hit back to Hannah Speed. Nice play, backhanded. And she makes the play over to Abby Goldsmith for the putout.
Not conventional, but it ended up being 3 up, 3 down.
A double play on a pop-up to the shortstop as the courtesy runner was doubled off at first base. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd. This is Sulphur Springs and Sanger with no score in the 3rd game of this regional series. Lady Cat softball continues after this on KSST. No score as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. It is 4, 5, and 6 for the Lady Cats coming up. Baylor Boatman will be hitting for the first time since the Gilmer series a couple of weeks ago.
A welcome reunion.
Boy, is it ever. Is it ever. They have missed her badly.
Her job is going to be not to be too anxious to swing. She's a powerful hitter, but she doesn't need the help any. Claver will give you a pitch to hit if you just hang in there.
Boatman, a .356 hitter for the Lady Cats. 26 base hits, including 12 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers.
Bottom half of the 2nd. Your second baseman, number 7, Bailey Boatman.
They're saying she's at second base.
No, I don't think that's right. But we'll check when they go out again. I've got Brayley Blevins at second.
Brayley there as well. Who knows?
He got the lineups in a very hurried fashion between games. So
now Baylor's in that batter's box where you need to be.
Swung on and missed the first pitch for strike 1. She stands off the plate, which is what Tony's talking about.
She can put the barrel over the plate, and that's where you need to be.
She stands about midway in the box front to back. A really good hitter. And she swings at a ball there up around the shoulders, and he fouls it back into the net.
I guarantee you she's anxious to prove we've missed her. She just needs to be herself.
We know that. She has 34 RBIs to lead the Lady Cats.
Yep.
Outfield is deep and straight away. 0-2. Hit hard to left field. There's a base hit. Left fielder over quickly. The big turn there at first base by Boatman, but she holds on at first with a single.
And that ball was tagged and about 6 feet fair. That's what we've been missing. Welcome back, Bailey.
Now KK Montgomery for Sulphur Springs, who had a big hit in the 8th inning of Game 1.
Step it up to the plate, your left
Yeah, she hit it right up the middle, didn't she?
Something we didn't make note of, that Gracie Thompson scored the winning run, and she got on base on being hit by the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it goes back into the net for strike one, but she was hit in the knee, or right below the knee.
Any free runner, it's amazing how many times they either score or decide a game.
Yep.
That's why it's so critical. That was a really good swing by KK. She looked like she was more on that one. So maybe she's getting her timing back.
That base hit in the 8th inning of Game 2 was a line drive to left field. This one is hit in the air behind the plate. And the catcher, a nice play there by Delilah Millen.
Play, yeah. Really nice. She actually ran into the wall to stop herself. But she concentrated and really framed it up against her body. Good play.
That little pop-up was probably never more than about 15 feet in the air.
No.
So one out. Boatman still at first base. Shaylee Friddle, who drove in the winning run in Game 2, is up there, the freshman catcher for the Lady Cats. Right-handed batter against the right-hander, Leela Klager. No score, bottom of the second. And Friddle, high fly ball, left field, and the left fielder, Carly Cates, to her right, makes the catch.
Yeah, it's going to take a shot to make it out in left field. There's a lot of wind up there. That one actually took off from the bat, and I got a little excited on it. But and she didn't. She was just deep middle.
You have to watch the outfielder's reaction. Now this is Claire Thompson for Sulphur Springs, crouching stance. The right fielder, sophomore, had a great catch in last night's game in the first inning. And you look back, and that was a huge play in the game.
Yes, it absolutely was.
Because that was going to be a triple.
Yep.
First pitch is down and in for a ball. Claire, a .344 hitter with 22 hits, including 5 homers. And the pitch. This one hit toward the shortstop. This could be the force play there, and it will be.
6 unassisted.
So that is the inning then for the Lady Cats. Force out of Baylor Boatman at second base. Claire Thompson, the fielder's choice to end the inning. No score as we go to the top of the third. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball, Game 3 of the regional finals against the Sanger Lady Indians. It's 1 game each. Top of the third, no score. Here's Tony Flippin with the play-by-play.
All right, we're going to start out with Lily Wilson, Sophia Trogel, and Carly Cates, the bottom 3 for Sanger. And here's the first pitch, the off-speed pitch that was. I thought that landed in there. I'm having a little more trouble with this one.
Your shortstop, number 9, Lily Wilson.
Lily Wilson, a .303 hitter in limited action, 10 for 33, but she has a couple of home runs.
Here comes the second pitch. A little fastball hit towards second. It's got a spin on it, and Braylee Blevins covers that one, so that's an F4. Easy put out for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up their second baseman, Sophia Trogel. Right now, the Lady Cats are looking good. They look confident in the field. They're putting the ball in play, not necessarily getting a bunch of hits, but we're not letting Clover strike us out tonight. So far, so good. Trogel's in. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and fouled back a little bit high. Again, we've talked about her height each time.
They do have heights on their roster. They list her at 5 feet.
Yeah.
I do not believe it.
They said I was 175 as a senior in football, too, and I might have been 150.
I'm guessing she's about 4'10".
Hannah's fixing to deliver, and there it is. That should be. Nope, that's a little up. 1-1 to count. Number 8 hitter, Kate's the left fielder on deck. So a good opportunity to get another 1, 2, 3. That'd be nice to go through 3 innings, all 3 up and down. There's the next pitch, fouled toward third base. A little off speed. Trogel did a pretty good job, pretty good job just to foul it off. She's a little pistol as a player. She's a good defensive player. If you relax on her, she's going to make you pay.
Outfield is shallow for her, very shallow.
So we got a 1-2 pitch. There it is, fouled off toward the right field side. It's going to go out of play. We're going to come back at 1-2 again.
Trogel hits 273, at least as of yesterday before the start of game 2. 12 for 44 this season, a couple of doubles, 7 RBI.
Hannah's got her sign, getting her grip. Here comes the 1-2. Foul back again. Trogel's giving her a little bit of a battle.
Now, Carly Cates is on deck, who Hannah has struggled with for whatever reason.
My pet peeve. I need a walkie-talkie out there, too. So she's back on, got the sign.
Levin's deep at second base.
Yep. Here's the 1-2, a little off speed. She pops up. Looks like Hannah's going after it, and she's got it. Good job. Again, you don't see pitchers take charge very much on that, but she did, and that's the second out of the inning.
She caught that in foul ground.
Yeah, it was foul ground, but now that brings up the little slap-happy Cates that has aggravated me for 2 days.
Carly Cates.
And Hannah has had a hard time keeping the ball in on her. She's been outside a whole lot.
Cates just a 236 hitter.
Yeah.
By far the lowest batting average in the lineup for Sanger.
First pitch is up. I think she's had a 3-ball count every time she's batted.
Yep. Give her credit.
Twice. Yeah, she's done a good job. Again, my eyeballs would be bouncing around. There's no way I could do that. She's at the very back of the box right now, but she runs up, and evidently that's what she got called out on last time. Friddle asked for the ball outside, and that's where she put it. This is just hit the middle of the plate. She's offering you an out. I mean, this is the kind of mistake that can cost you in a game like this. So 2-0 pitch, here it comes. There she swatted at it and fouled it back. Barely got a piece of it.
That was a really key out in the bottom of the 8th inning. She was leading off.
Correct.
And had a 3-2 count, and apparently had fouled the ball into the net down the third baseline, but all of a sudden the umpire called her out.
Yep. And that's when you're running in the box, you gotta take your footwork into consideration. Here comes the next pitch. Again, it's outside, and he's not going to give that pitch, and there's a 3-0 count again, or 3-1.
Lady Cat third baseman Gracie Thompson way in on Kate. She's almost halfway down the line.
I'm going to try to hush about this. Let's see if she can come get her. There's a pop-up that actually went to left field, and KK came in real easy. There's the third out of the inning, a fly out to F7. That's far and away the hardest hit ball she's hit, and it went about 20 feet into the outfield. So 3 up and 3 down again through 3 innings. That's all zeros, going to the bottom of the third.
And I think Cates might have swung at ball 4 there.
Yeah.
So we go to the bottom of the third. Lady Cats and Sanger, no scores. Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball coming to you from Forney. Cloudy day, humid day, nice breeze though. 80% probability of thunderstorms later today, but we're hoping that those don't come in until late this afternoon. Here with the bottom of the third, here's Tony Flippin.
All right, one of our dads went up, I think, and corrected the announcer because he just came from the press box and then gave somebody a thumbs up. Because it's going to be Abby, Emerson, and then back to the top for Hannah. Bottom of three, no score. Winner take all, area final.
Public address announcer had announced Claire Thompson as the leadoff hitter, but we know that it's Abby.
Yeah,
Goldstein.
but he needs to too because he's official. So Abby steps in, our only left-hander, the senior. Let's see if she can start this half inning off good. Here comes the first pitch, way up and hit her in the helmet.
Wow, top of the helmet.
Yep. So good old helmet. That's a good deal. Didn't phase Abby, and she's going to just walk on right to first base.
It just grazed the top of the helmet. It didn't hit her square.
Yeah, we're checking her, but it didn't hit her solid.
I'm sure that rang quite a bit in her ears. So that is 2 hit batters. Well, the other was in the previous game, though.
No, we hit one in the first inning. Yeah, it was, but it was in that inning. That's right, winning run. It was today.
Yes.
So now we're letting Flavor think about this, too.
Abby was walked down there a little slowly. That bothered her maybe more than we thought that it would.
But there again, Coach may have been saying, we're going to act this way. Just walk with me, too. Got a lot of gamesmanship possible. Regardless, Abby's at first base with the 9th place hitter, Emerson Thompson, the shortstop.
Their shortstop, number 15, Emerson
Now
Thompson.
he's back in line. So let's see if we can capitalize on this. Whether or not we might want the third baseman's way back. I wouldn't mind seeing a bunt laid down here as long as you don't bunt it right to the pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the first pitch. Didn't offer at all. A high and away, ball 1.
Emerson Thompson, a .301 hitter for the Lady Cats. 22 hits, including 9 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs.
She's a gamer.
Boy, she is.
Here comes the pitch with 1-0, and that's high and in. That should be 2-0. So again, Claver's not having the day like she had yesterday.
Yep.
And everything we can do right now is going to bring into question. And the later it gets, we'll see what she's got. She may can. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. So now, absolutely I figure she'll try to square or whatever, just see if she can distract her. But I'd take 2 pitches right here and trust Emerson on with a 3-2 pitch if she can do it.
Hannah Speed on deck for Sulphur Springs.
Here it comes. High, ball 4, and there we go. Let's see the pitcher do some harassing right now. That's the first walk. But now we got runners at first and second. And we go back to the top with Hannah Speed. Now you got a quandary here of you got your best hitter. Do you lay down and try to get 2 in scoring position, or do you trust her? You run your risk of a double play or something of that nature. But this is big time to be able to put them in position for Blevins and Gracie. But I trust Hannah, and anything that Coach wants to do with her is fine with me.
She walked down for a conference with head coach David Carrillo in the third base coaching box.
No chance of missed signal or anything on that. He put it in her head. So Claver's in there getting her signal. Some of our young fans over there are giving her a little heat. Here's the first pitch. There's a hard ball hit. There's a throw or touch at first, but at third, the throw pulled her off. So we got lucky there. We're going to force out Abby at third. That's going to be to the third baseman for the first out. Emerson's going to go to second, and then Hannah's going to end up at first. I'm sorry about botching this. That's going to be a fielder's choice.
Right.
But it's not an easy one to score. It very easily could have been a double play.
Courtesy runner at first base.
Probably Peyton.
I believe it's Presley Smith.
Presley, okay. Regardless, we got 1 out now, but we still got runners at first and second, and you got Braley Blevins coming up. So there's still a lot of time in this inning. Base hit could crack something here.
Speed hit the ball hard.
Yes, she did. There's a changeup that's going to be called strike. he freezes if he's going to call a strike. So 0-1. Braley's off the plate just a little bit. Here comes the 0-1. There's a pop-up toward third. We need the wind to take care and get it. There it goes. Got in the screen. Helped us out. Swung just under it. Looked like it kind of got in on her hands a little. So 0-2 for Braley. Claver retrieves her bat. Probably told her, watch out.
You made the comment that since the second inning on Wednesday night, this has been an absolutely even
ball
series.
Game. That's right. Absolutely. They just got off to the start, and we couldn't come back till late. So we got an 0-2 count. Here comes Claver's pitch. Oh, look, there's a shot to the left center. The left fielder makes a great running catch, and we got a tag, and both runners move up. Really, I thought that had gap all written all over it. I'm thinking they're going to challenge her leaving early at second, but as it sits right now, Emerson is at third, and the pinch runner is at second, and Braley had an F7 for the second out of the inning.
They did challenge it first, but the umpire, I thought I saw him say safe. Now they're conferring.
Well, they're going to confer about everything, but if she didn't leave early, she got one heck of a spring. I'm afraid they're going to call her out because she was, and it really wasn't necessary with her speed because the left fielder was running towards center field. I'm anticipating an out here. Nope, they called her safe. Break for the Lady Cats. Take advantage. So we got Emerson Thompson at third. We got Hannah Speed or Presley Smith for Hannah at second, and Gracie Thompson at the plate. So Lady Cats can bust this open right now. It's up to Gracie to really pick her pitch out and hit it on the nose. Claver's getting her signal from her dad. She's got it. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and missed. A little bit late on that one. She was kind of undecided. That didn't look like a Gracie swing to me.
Carly Cates made a really nice running catch out there in left field.
Did.
I'm like you. I thought that was up the gap.
I thought that was on the wall, and we have 2 runs. I really did. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Up. 1-1. The runners are taking good leads, but so far Millen's not attempting to throw. So 1-1, bottom of 3, scoreless in the championship game for this area. Claver's digging in, looking at the glove. Here comes the pitch, down and in. 2-1, and the Sanger people didn't like that one. It's one of these nights again, or fixing to, where on every pitch, one side or the other is going to groan. So 2-1, Gracie needs to pick out a zone, get her timing. Swung on and missed, a little bit on the top there, so now it's at 2-2. She's got to try and protect the plate.
Gracie Thompson hitting .424 with 28 base hits and a couple of home runs.
She popped out to shortstop in the first. Let's see if she can get a base hit down and put a crooked number up. There's the pitch way up tall. Nobody had to think about that one. So now puts a little pressure on Claver with a full count. Baylor Boatman on deck. Baylor had a sharp single last time, so if they walk her and load the bases for Baylor, I'm okay there. But I think Miss Gracie's fixing to tag something. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Up tall, and there's the base on balls. So, again, Claver is not having her way right now.
Bases loaded. And here is Baylor Boatman.
Fans have come to life on the Sulphur side. That's the second walk of the inning here for Claver. So everybody's loaded.
And a hit batter.
Yeah. So deep breath here and don't overload yourself, Baylor. Stay within. Here's the first pitch, down and in, gets away, and runner's coming, and she will score without a throw. That's the speed of Emerson Thompson. The other runners take off and advance it well. So let me see if I can get my book going. Emerson's going to be a score. Gracie goes to second, and Hannah Smith is at third, 2 outs. Baylor's got a 1-ball, no-strike count. Wasn't a lot of action on that one pitch. No doubt Emerson was going to just roll. Same thing in play. There's the next pitch, strike down the middle, and Baylor swung over the top of it. 1-1.
Boatman, a .356 hitter, leads the Lady Cats with 34 RBIs. She's been out with an injury the last 2 weeks.
There's the pitch, fouled off to the right. So now Baylor's in the hole at 1-2. Just takes one, though. And if they put one in the dirt like they did, Presley Smith got good speed at third. She'll be coming, too.
Did you say Baylor had a sharp single in their first at-bat here in the second inning?
Yeah.
Looked good.
Yeah, she did. Here comes the 1-2. There's a ball hit over second, and center fielder's got a long run, but she makes a catch and dives. Good play to end the inning. So fly out to center field for the third out, but the dam has been broken. The Lady Cats score 1 run. I don't think we had a hit. No hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. The wild pitch is what scored the run. So going into the 4th inning, it's 1-0, your Lady Cats.
And this is Lady Cats softball on KSST.
All right, welcome back to Forney Stadium, Forney, Texas, where your Lady Cats are on top 1-0 over the Sanger Lady Indians going into the top of the 4th inning. It's been an action-packed ball game, even though there's just 1 run on the board. Both sides have made some good defensive plays, been some good pitching, few hit batters, some odd call-outs. So we've had everything and still got a lot of ball game left. So we're going to start out now with top of the order, Delilah Millen, the catcher, then Taryn Lichty, the third baseman, and Abby Chapman, the first baseman. They've only seen 9 players, even though they got a hit batter, we got them doubled off. First pitch is fouled off to the right and it's going to go out of play, 0-1.
So in the bottom of the third there for the Lady Cats, you had a hit batter, 2 walks, and a wild pitch.
Yep. I'll take it. All right, leadoff hitter's dug back in. Abby's getting her signal from the dugout. Here comes the 0-1, just down a little bit, 1-1. Abby's looking good so far. Only 1 strikeout, but she's hit 1 and no walks. So she's more on point today. Here comes the 1-1. Hit down third and hits the bag. That's going for at least a single. KK got a hold of it good. That's just tough luck there. That's a great hit, but it actually hit third base and popped up. So, of course, that's a fair ball. That's the first base hit for the Indians, Lady Indians, this game, and that brings up Taryn Lichty, the third baseman.
Lady Cats really got a break there. The ball bounced more or less directly to KK Montgomery and left
probably
field.
would have been a double if it doesn't hit the bag. So let's see if we can force them at second. Here comes the first pitch. Looks a little bit inside. We're off to the side, so we don't have just an absolute view of the strike zone, but I think he's got a pretty good one. Lichty's off the plate a little bit. Millen took a pretty good lead at second, or at first. There's a ball spinner to Abby, and she's got it. That looked like a Sulphur Springs Wednesday night
right
hit. F3, first out, no advancement, so a good job there. Brings up the number 3 hitter, Abby Chapman, the first baseman.
Kind of a wounded duck.
Yep. First time up today, she hit one to Gracie, and that doesn't usually work out well for a batter. So here comes Hannah's first pitch. Looks like a good one. He froze. There we go. Strike one. Again, Millen is quite active at first, but she's not getting out enough to draw a throw, and I don't want them to throw. I want them to concentrate on the batter. You got the cleanup hitter Claver on deck. We need to just get 2 more outs. There's the next pitch, a dribbler foul, and Hannah's got her in the hole 0-2.
Chapman had a home run in Wednesday night's game. She kind of like Layla Claver. She's a big, strong girl.
Yep.
In fact, I think she is their other pitcher.
Is she? Okay.
But she doesn't get to pitch a lot.
No. Okay, Hannah's coming with an 0-2. Oh, that looked pretty good, but it's a little up. Good pitch. Chapman did a good job of taking that. That would have been, should have swung under that one.
Hannah with a quick toss over to first base.
Oh, did she?
And
okay.
After the pitch, after she had received the ball back from Shaylee Friddle, but the runner got back.
It's a natural to just relax if they throw to the pitcher. There's the next pitch. Now Friddle throws down. So we got a 2-2 count. I actually, in a 1-0 ball game, I want to concentrate on that runner. Right. I don't want to give anything. It's great if it were to work. But when Hannah went over, a lot of times if it goes back and you've taken that lead, you just kind of drop your head and walk back. So that's more safe than the one that Friddle did. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a ball hit to Emerson. Got a chance here. There's got one at second. Didn't throw it, bounced at first. Now we may have a play at second. There, Abby throws it, but it's a little wide. So Braley was wide with her throw, so we got a force out on Millen at second. That's going to be a 6-4 for the second out of the inning. And Chapman is going to get a fielder's choice and end up at second base with an error charged to Braley.
Would it be to Braley or Emerson? No, you're right.
Braley at second.
Right. You're right.
So that brings up Layla Claver, the pitcher. And you got first base open, so I'm going to pitch real easy to her. I'm gonna make her swing at my pitch. 2 outs. Top of 4. 1-0 Lady Cats. Hannah's got her sign. Here comes the first pitch. Little outside. Ball 1.
Claver, kind of like with Hannah Speed and the Lady Cats. Claver's their great pitcher, but she's also extremely dangerous as a hitter. Had a home run Wednesday night.
If she gets a hit right here, she's going to hit my pitch if I've got anything to say. Here it comes. Down low, but it gets by Friddle, so the runner advances. That kind of hurt a little. She didn't turn her glove over. So that's going to be a passed ball. And Chatham is over to third. So now we got a 2-0 count to Claver. 2 outs. All we need to do is just get that one. Here comes the next pitch. Down low, 3-0. And I'm going to put her on if that's me.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to let her beat me. They're still signaling the pitch to her.
Madison Beediger on deck, and we haven't seen anything from her this weekend.
There's a 3-0, and that's low in that way, so they unintentionally intentional. So now, runners at first and third. Now let's see, because I don't consider, now they'll put a pinch runner in for Claver. There she goes. Get some speed, and I figure they're going to try to get her down to second. And with Chapman at third, I think you could afford to throw down and see if she went, because Chapman's not going to be a speed demon.
I think this is Callie Miller, the courtesy runner, but again, the ponytail down the back
the
is
dreaded ponytail.
Obscuring the number. Now Beediger.
Now up your DP, number 17, Madison Beediger.
Yeah. So now Emerson and Blevins have been talking. I got a feeling if they steal second, we're going to have a shortstop. Emerson's probably going to come through and catch it early, and we're not really going to try to tag anybody out at second. 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. That should be good for a strike. They just threw it real quick. So that was going to be that both of them were covering, and if she had just kind of lollygagged, might not have been real good.
Biediger, just a freshman, and she is hitting .261 with 12 base hits. A double and a couple of homers.
Friddle's got to really be on point here for passed balls with Chapman on third. So we got a one ball count. There's a ball hit to right field. It's going to go foul, and I don't think Claire can reach that one. I had that first pitch as a strike. Did you?
No, it was. I had ball.
Ball. Okay. 1-1. That scoreboard's right. So 1-1 the count. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Top of the fourth. Here comes Hannah's pitch. There's another foul. Runner was breaking at first, so got a 1-2 count. So that's the best way to end this. Take care of the batter. The pinch runner, Miller, was off with the pitch. I don't think we're going to do anything with it. If we did, I like the play that they had of getting it back to Hannah quick and letting her and Emerson decide. So here we go with a 1-2. There she lunges out and just barely stayed alive. That's a good job by Biediger to foul that one off. That was a great pitch by Hannah. I don't think it would have been called, but she can't afford to take it and take a chance.
Biediger hit into that double play in the second inning, a little liner to the shortstop Emerson Thompson, and then the courtesy runner was doubled off at first base.
Yeah. I bet you she got a little different. Ball's up. Ball, runner goes. There was no throw. So that now goes to 2-2 to Biediger. Problem here is if you give up a hit now, you're probably going to give up 2 runs.
Yep.
So Hannah needs to really dial it in here. Needs a strikeout pitch.
2 out.
She's got the sign barreled up. Here she goes. There's a ball hit to KK. Should be handled, and it is. Fly out to KK to the left for the third out. So I've got no runs, 1 hit, couple of errors, and how many left on? 2 left on. No strikeouts. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. Your Lady Cats are still leading 1-0.
Halfway through, and this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. From Forney, this is the regional final, Game 3. Each team has won 1 game. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, the University Interscholastic League, and thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for the Chevrolet Equinox in which we made the trip today. So here we go with the Lady Cats leading 1-0, and KK Montgomery leads it off.
All right, we're kind of putting Sanger in a position they hadn't been in very often this year. They're behind going into the bottom of the fourth and still got a shutout. They're used to scoring some runs. So KK, if she can get her speed on the base, this is really close to where a 1 run or something of that nature could really go big in this game. Claver's only got 1 strikeout to this point, and I've got her down with either 2 or 3 walks, and she hit a batter. So she hasn't been like she was first 2 games. KK's ready. Here comes the first pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Montgomery hit the ball sharply in the 8th inning of Game 2. It played a big role in that Lady Cats rally that won the game.
Absolutely. Put them in scoring position. Here comes Claver's 1-0 pitch. KK swings at it, fouls off, and the wind's going to push it out of play and onto the roof here. So 1-1.
The winner of this game plays the winner of the Dumas Andrews Series in the state semifinal next weekend.
All right, KK's in there. Claver's looking over, getting her signal. Checking her wristband, and here she's looking in, and here comes the pitch. There's a ball hit high, but it's going to be just to the shortstop because of the wind. So that's going to go with an F6 for the first out, just a pop-up. Just got under it. She had a good swing at it, just didn't quite barrel it up. So that's going to bring up freshman Shaylee Friddle, the catcher. She flied out to left field also in the second inning. Need one of her really sharp line drives. Nobody on, one out. Claver's ready. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off. It hit her hands. Let's see what's going.
Wow.
I'd be walking toward first if it hit my hand. The umpire's not saying anything, and they're going to come check on her a little bit.
David Carrillo walking down the line from third base.
That's where if I'm her, you drop that bat and make them bring me back, although I like seeing her hit. So that's going to go as strike one. Claver's set. Here comes the next pitch. And that one, she ducked down, ducked her shoulder a little, got under it. 0-2, fouled off, out of play.
Friddle, just a freshman, but she's hitting .369 with 31 base hits, including 12 doubles and 3 home runs for the Lady Cats.
I want to see the ball up, waist high or better for her, because if it's down, she ducks that shoulder. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Little dribbler right off the end, one of those spinners, and the pitcher comes off and gets it. Had her way out in front, so that's a 1-3 put out for the second inning. That's the first ball that reminded us of Wednesday night.
Yep.
Hit off of the absolute end of the bat. So that brings up Claire Thompson, the right fielder, with 2 outs, nobody on. So we've kind of gotten quiet. We need to get these fans going. Our fans have had a lot more influence so far tonight than the Sanger fans, and we need to get that back and going. Don't give them any confidence. Claire's dug in. Here comes first pitch. There's a shot, but it's just past Carrillo at third for a foul ball.
Claire Thompson leading the Lady Cats with 5 home runs. Been a while since we've seen one from her.
Yeah. Well, the last 2 or 3 innings, we put some balls in play, but we haven't necessarily stung them. So we're getting back. We got to get the timing on Claver. She may be getting her stride a little bit too, but at least we got that non-zero on the board right now because Hannah looks good. Everybody's ready. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. She put a little extra on that one, but couldn't control it. Abby Goldsmith would like to hit this inning. She's sitting in the on-deck circle. Claire's dug in. Here comes the 1-1. Ball bounces for 2-1. Tried to put that slow ball on her.
Claire made that great diving catch on the leadoff hitter in the ball game last night.
Yep.
And had that ball gotten by her, she would have ended up on third base.
No doubt in my mind.
In what turned out to be a 1-0 game for Sulphur Springs.
There's another changeup. Had her off balance and in for call strike 2. So we got 2-2. 2 outs. Everything's 2s right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Claver's got her signal. Here comes the 2-2. There's a shot, nearly took her head off. Right, that went out to the center fielder. So much for that spin ball right now. Claire Thompson hit that ball a ton. Claver had to duck out of the way for self-preservation. Great hit by Claire. So now that brings the senior Abby Goldsmith up. She's fully capable of doing the same thing.
Abby Goldsmith.
Just the second hit for the Lady Cats.
Yep. But it's in consecutive innings.
Yep.
So that speaks better. So let's see if Abby can hit one of those gaps and let Claire haul. Here comes the opening pitch. Stayed in there, and it's going to be a called strike. That was about as far outside as he's going to go, but that was a good pitch. Emerson Thompson on deck, number 9 hitter. Everything's critical at this juncture. Got to be in the ball game and know what you got going. Next pitch, there's a ball hit on the end. Third baseman made a great diving catch because that was fixing to be trouble. So that's going to go as an F5 for the third out of the inning. So the Lady Cats get no runs, had one hit, no errors, one left on, and at the end of 4 complete, it's 1-0.
Lady Cats on top. That was a great diving catch by the freshman third baseman, Taryn Lichty.
With the fact she touched it, if she doesn't catch it, it may be a double. But woulda, coulda, shouldas are everywhere.
Going to the top of the 5th, this is Lady Cat Softball on KSST. Lady Cat Softball on KSST. Mark your calendars. The 2025 UIL State Softball Championships take place May 29th through the 31st at Red and Charlene McCombs Field on the University of Texas campus. Schedule, spectator, and ticket information can be found at uiltexas.org/softball.
Here we go with the top of the 5th. We got Vivian Lynch, center fielder, up first. She fouls one off to the right. Getting late. 9 outs for Sanger is all they've got, and they're down 1.
Lynch is sophomore with a .284 batting average. One of the lower averages on the team. 19 base hits, a couple of homers.
We got 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's inside, 1-1. Got to be really careful on those insides because they'll sit there and take it.
And by that you mean take the hit on the elbow or whatever it is,
or move their hands in like they're going to check swing. Here comes the 1-1. There's a ball hit to Emerson. She scoops it, takes her time. Perfect throw to Abby. What a great job she's done at shortstop since Friddle came behind the plate and she replaced her. She is smooth as silk out there. It helps to be on turf knowing you're not going to get a bad hop, but she still shows tremendous speed. That ball was hit pretty well up the middle, and she came over there, and then I like that one extra set of steps to get her body lined up and made a good throw, hit Abby right on the D of the Wildcats. There's the first pitch to Lily Wilson, the shortstop, and she fouls off, and Abby's throwing strikes.
Hannah took a moment to shake Emerson's hand there after that play. You don't see that a lot among girl softball players.
This is a very close-knit team.
They are.
I think I've seen that all year.
I have too.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and change up, and she's waited as long as she could and then swung over the top of it for an 0-2. So Hannah's got her in the hole at 0-2, so now we just got to close the door.
Speed has only struck out one batter, which
this is
highly unusual.
Exactly. But they haven't been putting the big bat on the ball. They've been hitting the dribblers. There's the next pitch, high and away. Just a token pitch.
By comparison, Hannah had 18 strikeouts in the game against Gilmer a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Took 10 innings, but she sure lit them up. So Lily Wilson, the shortstop, is back in at 1-2. Good pitch by Hannah. She barely got in there. I think she swung at a ball, but that's fine. It was over the plate, and she did what she's supposed to, is protect it, and Hannah did what she's supposed to do and put a pitch that looks like a strike even though it's not. Make her hit your pitch at this point. Fans are kind of quiet here. Here comes the next pitch. Change up, popped up. Hannah and Abby are both going. Abby's taking it. Good communication there. Pop out for the second out. And here comes the second baseman, Sophia Trogel. Little battler for Sanger.
It's another wounded duck off the bat of one of the Lady Indians there.
I think she's just kind of doing what we did Wednesday. She's got them just enough off balance that they're not hitting the ball hard. So Trogel steps in. We need to get her to have the little slapper open the next inning. Change up a little too high, ball 1. I can't deal with the slapper this time. This inning, I need to wait an inning. I'll give her to you. Hannah's got her sign. She's dug in. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, 1-1.
Trogel, a junior, had a .273 hitter coming into the game last night anyway, 12 for 44 with a couple of doubles.
She can hit the ball. We can't take her for granted for sure. Here comes the 1-1. Nice pitch, dead down the middle, fouled off, kind of got in on her hands there. Trogel made a good attempt, but just barely fought it off. So now Hannah's got her way with her 1-2. Let's see if she can throw one about shoulder high and get her to swing under it. I don't want to give her the off speed because she might hang on and pop it. Here it comes. Went high. Let's check first base and see. No swing. I didn't think we'd get it, but Friddle did a good job. Didn't hesitate asking the home plate umpire to check. So now we got 2-2. Nobody on. Hannah's peering in, getting her signal. Got her rosin like she wants it. She's peering in. Here comes the 2-2. There's the change up, and she barely, I think she might have hit it at the plate. It was dropping so far. Good job by Trogel. And with her height, she may be the only one that could have gotten down there to that. No offense to her whatsoever. That's nothing meant there. She was fortunate. That ball was on the ground.
As we have said, she is listed at 5 feet, but we don't believe it.
No. So still hanging at 2-2, and here comes the pitch. Another changeup, swung on and missed, and I saw Hannah do a little fist pump there. That's pretty nice. So 3 up and 3 down. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on, and 1 strikeout. Going to the bottom of the 5th, it's your Lady Cats 1, Sanger Lady Indians 0.
And this is Lady Cat Softball on KSST. Lady Cat Softball on KSST. This is the regional championship here. Game 3 of a best-of-3 series. Sanger won 6-2 Wednesday night. Lady Cats came back last night and this morning and won 1-0 in 8 innings. So the winner of this game moves on in the state playoffs to the state semifinal next week.
It's got a good ring to it.
And we're not sure if that's going to be a best-of-3 series or if it's a one-game.
I'm pretty sure
playoff.
It's a one game at this point. Like you said, because of the travel, there's no way they could expect people to do that. But we're putting Sanger in a place they're not familiar, and they've only got 6 outs to deal with and already got to come up with 1 just to tie.
Winner of this game plays the Dumas versus Andrews winner. Both of those teams have won more than 30 games, Tony.
Yeah, there's no weak ones left now. Everybody can play.
So leading off for Sulphur Springs, this is Emerson Thompson, the shortstop, who has the run. One run that has the Lady Cats ahead right now. She walked and scored on a wild pitch, Tony, in the 3rd inning.
Yep. We'll take it however we need it. We just need base runners just to put a little extra edge to Sanger's defense and for Claver. We got to apply pressure. If you don't get base runners, you don't put the pressure on them. They're deep in the outfield again. Oh, that's still me. I'm still doing this. All right. Outside on for a ball 1. I thought I'd already handed back. I didn't have to deal with the slapper. I thought I was done. So, okay, I'm going to get us a run here. First pitch was a ball. Here comes the next pitch. Ball 2. Emerson needs to get on base. With her wheels, she can really attract some attention.
Claver has struck out only 1 batter.
Yep. And walked 2. So we got a 2-0 count. Here comes the next pitch. Swung on and missed, a little high, but it might have been called a strike. Emerson was right on it, but just kind of went under the pitch.
In last night's game, and this morning, Claver struck out 9.
Yep. We're at least putting the bat on the ball. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a ball popped up. I don't think that one's getting out of the way. First baseman Chapman got that one. She was able to hold on to it, so that's going to be a pop out to the first baseman for the first out of the inning. Takes us back to the top of the order, and Hannah Speed, followed by Brayley Blevins. Tough luck there by Emerson. I sure did want to see her lead off and get her wheels on there.
Stepping up to the plate.
That's pressure.
For the Lady Cats, your pitcher, number 1, Hannah Speed.
Well, let's see if Hannah can tag one. She's hit some balls pretty good. She ended up at third last time she was up in the third. Here comes first pitch. Ball shot right back up the middle. We've hit several right by Claver. And she's not saying she can't field her position because that ball was hit. A ringing single straight up, so now we'll have Presley Smith come and run again, I'm sure. But Hannah's done her job and gotten that base hit not to lead off, but we still got 2 outs left in this inning, so plenty of time.
42nd base hit of the season for Hannah Speed to lead the team.
She can hit. Now get over there and rest those pitching legs. So that's going to bring up Braylee Blevins now.
Now up for the Lady Cats.
Braylee Popper has struck out and flied out to left. Let's see if she can get something going. And you never know if Presley might be stealing. Here's the first pitch. There's a ball hit to center, but it's not going to be any problem. The center fielder does a really good job. So that's a 1-pitch fly out to center for the second out of the inning. So you got Gracie coming up.
Now at third baseman.
I think I'm going to steal right here. If she doesn't, I would. And at worst case, you got Gracie leading off next inning. I would see if I could get something to second base, but I'm not in that third base box. It's easy to say from here. Claver's looking over, getting her pitch. She's peering in, and here comes the first pitch. Down low, ball 1. No attempt from first base on that one by Presley. And we haven't seen Millen have to throw, really. I don't know that we've seen other than warm-ups. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a ball hit to right field. Right fielder looks to be under, and she's fighting the wind, but she hangs on. So that's an F9 for the third out of the inning. So now, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. At the end of 5 complete, your Lady Cats are up 1-0.
Lady Cats softball on KSST. And we're going to the top of the 6th in this regional final between Sulphur Springs and Sanger.
Going to get a pinch hitter coming in for the slapper.
Could be interesting here if we have a pinch hitter. Carly Cates is scheduled to hit.
Chelsea Whittle of Walton.
Chelsea Walton, whom we have seen, and is a pretty strong hitter for Sanger. Will bat here for Carly Yates.
Probably Carly would go back in, but you don't know.
Yates done a good job in left field.
Yeah, she has.
For Sanger.
So Chelsea Walton for a pinch hitter.
Walton, a sophomore, a .308 hitter with 20 base hits, a couple of doubles, a triple, 26 RBIs. Hannah Speed, first pitch, swung on, hit foul down the first baseline. Actually lands on the roof.
She didn't look like she'd been sitting in the dugout not working out. That was a good, healthy swing.
She played in last night's ball game. Walton was 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to right field. Stands at the back of the batter's box. She's a right-handed hitter. Pitch looked like that was a change of speed pitch, and there's a call strike.
When he freezes like that, he's coming up. He's a tough one to breed.
0-2 count on Chelsea Walton, pinch hitter in the number 9 spot in the batting order, and she just barely gets the end of the bat on it and hits it foul back.
Great pitch by Hannah. She put a little extra on that one, and she did. She did a fabulous job just to touch it.
Hit it foul back to the wall. 0-2 count. Top of the order, Delilah Millen on deck for Sanger. Top of the 6th. Outfield deep and straight away. Pitch is away for a ball.
He's been consistent on that one. It's not missing by much, but he's not giving.
Lady Cats with Gracie Thompson at third, Emerson Thompson at short, Braylee Blevins at second base, Abby Goldsmith at first. 1-2 pitch by the sophomore Hannah Speed. Again hit foul into the net behind home plate. Still 1-2.
She's got a good, healthy swing with her.
KK Montgomery in left, Allison Frazier in center, Claire Thompson in right, Shaylee Friddle, the freshman, behind the plate. Hannah Speed, the sophomore. A masterful pitching performance in Game 2 and so far here in Game 3. 1-2 pitch. Way up high. Took something off of
Yep,
that.
tried to get her with that break change up.
So a 2-2 count.
Need to attack here. We don't need to go full. We need nothing free.
Sun shining a little more brightly right now than it has been. 2-2. Up around the letters there for ball 3.
That was a good job by Walton because that was a pitch that most times people are going to cut out. So full count.
Walton's fouled several pitches off here.
I don't see any walks to this point, so we need to come in here.
Now she's got one.
Does she?
One
Okay.
walk. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 on a fastball.
What a job by Hannah.
The third strikeout for Hannah Speed, but 2 in a row now.
Great job.
She struck out Trogel to end the 5th inning. So 1 out. Top of the order, Delilah Millen, the catcher, comes up, and she is the top hitter for Sanger. In terms of batting average and the number of base hits, 457 batting average, 37 base hits prior to last night. Right-handed batter, change of speed there, misses high for ball 1.
So we're looking here. They got 5 outs for 2 runs right now. Pressure's fixing to mount. And again, they're not used to this.
Millen 1 for 4 in Game 2. Stands about midway in the box, front to back, somewhat open stance, crouching stance. And she swings and fouls it back into the net.
She's got a good, healthy swing, too.
Yeah, she's a good-looking player. She made a really nice play catching a foul pop-up up against the screen.
She's athletic
in this game, as most of the catchers are.
I won't trade her for our freshman, though.
No, me neither. Just a sophomore. Big gap up the middle. Ball is hit into right field. Will it be foul? Claire Thompson dives for it. Doesn't come within 5 feet of it, but give her credit for making the effort.
Great effort. Yep, that wind was pushing that one away, but as long as it's foul, and she's got it pegged pretty well how far she can get. I hope she doesn't go quite as far back.
We haven't commented on. There's quite a bit of foul territory here.
Yes, there is.
And it does not taper as you get to the line. It's all the way to the fence. 1-2.
Let's see if Haley or Hannah can get in here and get past her.
Pitch. This ball hit well to left center field, and it is up against the wall. That's going to be a double at least. Well, at least she's going to go for the double, and the throw is late.
If they hadn't cut it, we got her out. That was a perfect throw. So double off the wall. That ball was tagged, and now the Sanger people have woke up. If they hadn't, and which somebody's got to tell them not to cut it, but KK made an absolutely perfect throw, and I think we'd have tagged her out at second.
Well hit ball, line drive up the gap all the way to the wall.
Yep.
And I thought that was going to be a stand-up double, Tony, but you're right. KK Montgomery came in there with a great throw.
A rocket, and again, I thought it was there.
Taryn Lichty, the third baseman. And this ball hit off the fist, and the shortstop, Emerson Thompson, going to her right, makes the catch in behind third base.
That's a great play that would just look like a 6 unassisted pop-up in the scorebook. But that's a great play because that could have gotten by. She threw it back trying to double, but she should have held on to it. There was no chance.
Lichty going for the first pitch now. 2 out, runner at second. Lady Cats lead 1-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Abby Chapman, the first baseman, right-handed batter. Pitch swung on, popped up, right side. Second baseman Blevins, cannot make the catch in foul territory.
Yep, she was trying, but boy, that wind kept pushing it. Good effort by Blevins. That would have been a nice one to get out on. We don't need Claver to hit this inning.
That could have easily hit the line too there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be foul, but I really thought Blevins had it. It just kept pushing it. Great effort.
Abby Chapman had a home run Wednesday night. Big, strong girl. Swinging, fouls it back into the net. 2 strikes. Chapman, a .362 hitter with 25 base hits, 8 doubles, 2 homers, and 13 RBIs. She is the number 2 pitcher for Sanger.
Well, let's see if we can push one by her and go to the bottom of 6.
Outfield deep and straight away. The pitch. Away for a ball. Kind of a waste pitch there, I think.
Great pitch.
Chapman grounded out to third in the first, reached base on a fielder's choice in the fourth, and got around to third base on a pass ball, but that's as far as she got. 1-0 Lady Cats lead at top of the 6th inning here. 2 out, runner at second. 1-2 count, the pitch by Speed. Way up high for a ball.
Kind of reached back for that one. Need to get her here, make her something swing.
On deck, the cleanup hitter, Leela Claver, the pitcher for Sanger. Abby Chapman, the first baseman, crouching stance. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit to shortstop Emerson Thompson tags the runner
there
going.
You go. What a smart play. Runner ran right into it for the 3rd out of the inning. And that's going to be a fielder's choice for Chapman. And that's going to mean that the cleanup hitter Claver has to lead off the 7th with nobody on base. What a good play in defense.
Bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Lady Cats lead. This is Lady Cats softball on KSST. We have come to the bottom of the 6th in Game 3 here with the Lady Cats leading 1-0 over Sanger. Another run sure would look good.
Oh, it would.
Baylor Boatman coming up, and she is one who could supply it.
But the pressure's on already. They got 3 outs and got to get 1 to stay. So they're not used to this. But yes, if we put anything on the board, then it's exponentially worth more than that.
Boatman, a junior, .356 hitter, has missed the last couple of series. Well, I guess she missed last weekend and then the first couple of games here.
Yep.
Had an injury. And Boatman now with 34 RBIs to lead the team. Couple of homers. She is the DH in this ball game. Stands up near the front of the batter's box.
Doesn't wear batting gloves, which is unusual.
That is unusual.
But she can tag the ball.
Wide gap between shortstop and second base. Claver, the first pitch, a fastball, is inside for ball 1.
Far in. He stood up. If he stands up, he's not going anywhere.
Baylor had a sharp single in the second, was robbed of a hit by the center fielder Vivi Lynch in the 3rd inning on a diving catch, and she reaches out and hits it foul into the net down the first baseline.
All right, 1-1. If Baylor tags one, she can leave this place too. She is very capable.
Couple of home runs on her line. Another one that's not very big, but she's very powerful, very strong.
She's strong.
Yeah, she is.
But I'd rather than see anything, I'd like to see us just get 2 or 3 singles or something, make them play.
Ball hit well to left center field, and the center fielder going back and catches this one over her shoulder. Coming close to the warning track there.
Their outfielders have played exceptional. I mean, everybody on both sides has played exceptional defense. We've had 1 or 2 errors on the throwing or whatever, but these 2 schools are representing what an area final is supposed to be. 2 quality ball teams battling it out, and that's exactly what we've got.
1 out, nobody on. KK Montgomery, the left fielder, comes up for Sulphur Springs. She's 0 for 2 in the game. Right-handed hitter. KK, a junior. Crouching stance, holds the bat flat behind her head, and she hits the first pitch foul into the net down the first baseline. 0-1.
Got in on her hands. Again, she gets a little too close to the plate. She hits a lot of balls. just off of those hands.
KK a .333 hitter, now with 27 base hits on the season after that important base hit in the 8th inning of Game 2 earlier today. Call strike.
Yep, took something off there and kind of froze KK, so she's a 0-2 hole, so let's see if she can protect the plate. A lot of times that helps a hitter that's struggling because you know you got to swing. You don't get the weight.
Outfield deep and straight away. This ball hit back to the pitcher's circle, and a nice leaping catch there by Leila Klager, the pitcher for Sanger.
It was off the end of the bat. But if it had gotten over it, I don't think they'd have made the play with the spin that was on it.
We've had several balls hit hard right back up the middle.
Yep. All right, Miss Friddle.
Shaylee Friddle, the freshman catcher. 0 for 2 in the game, flew out to left, grounded back to the pitcher, Klager, in the 4th inning. Leila Klager. First pitch to Shaylee Friddle, down and in for ball 1.
Good take there. She was wanting something to hit on that first pitch.
Friddle, a .368 hitter.
She does not like to take pitches.
31 base hits. Stands up near the front of the box, crouching stance. Ball hit to third, but is foul, I believe.
Yep, he came up with foul, and she fielded it just down the foul side. Good break there because third baseman Lichty made a good play and a good throw. So get to live for another pitch.
Friddle with 12 doubles and 3 homers to her credit. 21 RBIs, again, just a freshman. Good-looking athlete.
The future is bright for Lady Cats.
Very tall young lady. We don't have their heights, but she's approaching 6 feet. And a swing and a miss and a changeup there.
That's one of the best changeups that Klaver's thrown.
1-2 the count.
And she's only got 1 strikeout for the game. All I want is to make sure she hits the ball. I don't want to see that fist pump.
It's been interesting how these teams have adjusted to the pitchers as the series has gone along. 1-2 pitch is high, and Friddle reaches out, fouls it onto the roof with a resounding clang.
Wind still blowing, has the whole day, but if it wasn't, we'd be griping about sweat.
That's the truth. It's humid.
All right, one time, Miss Friddle.
Nobody on 2 out, 1-2 count. Lady Cats lead it 1-0. Foul back into the net.
She's trying to hit that building out there. I tell you what, that was a healthy swing.
We think the field house for Forney Athletics out beyond the left field
she
fence.
She hits it right. She could hit that roof.
Bottom of the 6th, Lady Cats lead 1-0. Forney has 1 more time at bat. Or Sanger has 1 more time at bat. Friddle waiting on the pitch. Swings.
Hanging tough.
Foul. Down the left field line.
Hanging tough. She got to watch out for that changeup now.
Claire Thompson on deck for Sulphur Springs, the right fielder. Big gap in right center field here with the center fielder Vivi Lynch over about 4 or 5 steps into left center. 1-2 pitch. Way high.
That was that changeup. Fortunately, she popped it a little high, and Friddle didn't get a hold of it. Didn't have to give. 2-2
the count.
Good battle going on here with 2 outs and nobody on.
Leila Klager has the sign. Here's the pitch. Ball hit well to left field, falling, but the left fielder coming on and reaches up to make the catch. Didn't fall as much as I expected it to.
No, it was tagged. It stayed in there.
Carly Yates made the catch, and we are going to the top of the 7th inning with Sulphur Springs leading 1-0. This is Lady Cat Softball on KSST. Lady Cat Softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, and the University Interscholastic League. And thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for providing the Chevy Equinox, in which we made the trip in style Wednesday, last night, and this morning. Top of the 7th inning, Lady Cats lead it 1-0. Leela Claver, the pitcher and the cleanup hitter, will lead off for Sanger against Hannah Speed.
3 outs with a minimum of 1 run. They're not used to this. That's what I'm trying to keep saying is this is a great team, just like the Lady Cats, but when you're put in a position that you're not used to, not everybody reacts well. So this is a great battle, and it's what it should be for an area final. Let's see who can come out.
Game 3. Sanger won Wednesday night 6-2. Lady Cats won last night and this morning 1-0. Poised to win again here 1-0. Claver takes the first pitch away for ball 1.
And every bit of this, in my opinion, comes from the 7th inning from the Lady Cats when they scored that 2 runs, because it was total domination.
On Wednesday night. 1-0 count. Pitch to Claver. Fastball in for a strike. Claver hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Walked in the 4th. Somewhat open stance. She stands about midway in the box, front to back. Waiting on the pitch from Speed. Fouls it straight back. And the count is 1-2.
What I wouldn't give for a swing and a miss and see Hannah do a little fist pump.
Claver has
about
been
poetic justice.
Claver has been very demonstrative in the pitching circle after every strikeout. 1-2 pitch.
There it is. There it is.
Kind of slapped her head into her glove.
Have a seat. Have a seat. There we go. That's huge. 2 outs away.
Only the 4th strikeout for Hannah Speed, who averages close to 2 strikeouts per inning.
I've missed a strikeout somewhere too. I have it for 3, but I'm glad. I'm going to go with yours. Now, Lady Cats cannot relax 1 iota.
This is Madison Biediger, the designated hitter, number 5 in the batting order.
Let's go.
Change of speed pitch for strike 1 on the inside half of the plate.
I like to see that man freeze.
Biediger, a .261 hitter, 12 hits and 46 at-bats coming into the game with a double and 2 home runs. Pitch, hit foul down the first base line out of play. Count goes 0-2.
We've got a little anomaly over here. We've got a fan, a parent, ringing the bell, holding his chair folded up, ready to leave. So that to me sends 2 messages. I hope you do well, but I'm not counting on it.
Trying to beat the traffic out of the parking lot, maybe. 0-2 pitch. Oh, must have been low.
That was close. And I ran out of pencil. Let me see a pencil. Please, thank you. 1-2.
Hannah Speed, the sophomore, into the wide. Ball hit well to left field, and it is down for a base hit. KK Montgomery cuts it off, and Biediger will hold on at first base with a single.
Okay. Good job. She reached out and hit it and found a gap. The balls we've been hitting to the field have held up, and the fielders have been making the play. That one we just had too much of a gap.
That's the 3rd hit for Sanger. Now Vivi Lynch, the center fielder, number 6 hitter in the batting order. 0 for 2 in the game. Right-handed batter stands near the back of the box. Lady Cats would love to turn a double play.
How about a 1 hopper to Emerson's left where she takes it herself?
First pitch, and therefore a call strike 1. At about the belt.
Yep, good opening pitch. I'd like to see our middle infield about a step each towards second.
Emerson Thompson at short, Blaley Blevins at second. Pitches a ball. 1-1. They're about a step behind the imaginary baseline. Looking for that double play. Outfield is medium depth and straight away. Pitch, hit, over the shortstop and into left center field for a base hit. So here comes Sanger.
Back-to-back hits. This is what a championship team does, just like we have.
Now Lily Wilson, the shortstop. Runners at first and second. 1 out.
We got a force at every bag. We got an infield fly rule coming.
Infield gathering in the pitcher's circle for a conference here. 1-0 Sulphur Springs, top of the 7th.
What could be more exciting right now? Ball game into balance.
This game reminds me so much of that game at Mount Pleasant against Gilmer.
Yep.
Went 10 innings and the Lady Cats won it 2-1. The Lady Cats got ahead and then Gilmer came back, but the Lady Cats threw out the winning run at home plate on the final play of the game. KK Montgomery to Emerson Thompson to Shaylee Riddle.
All right.
1-0.
One hopper to Gracie for a double play would be pretty nice, too. She's standing right by the bag.
Wilson 0 for 2 in the game. Open stance, swing and a miss on the first pitch. One down around the knees for strike 1. The tying run at second base. Sanger is the visiting team, so even if Sanger should come back to tie or take the lead, Lady Cats would have another at bat. 0-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Good first 2 pitches right there, but can't let up a bit.
Lily Wilson, a .303 hitter with 10 base hits and 33 at-bats prior to last night. 0-2 pitch. Off the fist, popped up. Hannah Speed coming on and makes the catch.
There we go.
Right in front of Shaylee Friddle. Friddle went out to get it, and they nearly collided.
That could have been trouble. They would have done nothing but load the bases because the ball would have stayed right around home plate. So brings up the second baseman, Sophia Trogel.
2 out. Runners at first and second. Trogel, the second baseman, 0 for 2 in the game.
This was worth the trip, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Lady Cats on the verge of a regional championship. The pitch by Hannah Speed. Fastball. Inside. Sanger won Wednesday night 6-2. Lady Cats won last night and this morning 1-0. Now leading 1-0. Top of the 7th, 2 out, 2 runners on. Trogel fouls it back into the net for strike 1.
Hannah Speed has been outstanding today. Just outstanding. She's throwing the ball over the plate. She's got a little extra on it. She's had them hitting the little nubbers. They've got 2 hits this inning, but that's rare. Let's see if she can close it out.
Trogel, a .273 hitter with 12 base hits. 1-1 pitch. This ball hit well to left field. KK Montgomery going
got it
and makes the catch. A running catch over her head. Trogel hit it well, but a great running catch.
Ball game
by KK Montgomery.
Ball game. What a job.
Lady Cats are regional champs.
And we don't have to listen to this stomping on the stands next to us anymore either.
But what a great catch by KK Montgomery.
I thought it was over. She did a great job.
Well hit ball to end the ball game.
What a game.
And the Lady Cats win game 2, 1-0, and they win game 3, 1-0 over Sanger. Sanger Lady Indians waiting in a line for the handshake line to begin, but the Lady Cats are not through celebrating quite yet.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on, 1 strikeout in that 7th inning.
Got a little hairy there.
Oh, it did. That's what it's supposed to be. Down to the last pitch. This and everything from here on should be.
What a great series.
Oh, absolutely.
2 excellent teams. Well,
I don't wish ill about on Claver, but our pitcher stood toe-to-toe with her, and she's playing next week.
Without a doubt. Lady Cats win at 1-0. We will come back and wrap this thing up. This is Lady Cats softball on KSST.
5 left on.
Lady Cats softball, KSST. Lady Cats are regional champs. Tony is
awesome.
You're much more knowledgeable about Lady Cats and Wildcats history than I am. Has Sulphur Springs won a regional championship?
I don't think so. I think actually right now is new ground, but we may have been here before. But we definitely, in my mind, this next one is new ground. Awesome job by the ladies.
So last night's game was suspended in the 8th inning with no score. Everybody goes home.
Yep.
Gets maybe 4 hours of sleep or something like that.
Something like that.
Come back out here this morning and started a little bit early. Actually, was supposed to start at 11, started about 10:50 or so. And the Lady Cats got that one run. Gracie Thompson was hit by a pitch. KK Montgomery singled. And Shaylee Friddle drove in the winning run with an RBI single in the 8th. And then the Lady Cats and Hannah Speed shut down Sanger in the bottom of the 8th to win that game 1-0. And now this game.
And I told you one run was going to go a long way on this game.
In the 3rd inning, Abby Goldsmith was hit by a pitch, hit in the helmet. It grazed the top of her helmet.
It didn't look like it hit that much, but she took her time. Whether or not it was a ploy, we don't know.
And then Emerson Thompson walked. There was a force out as Abby was forced at 3rd, and Hannah Speed reached on the fielder's choice, but Presley Smith came in to run for. Braylee Blevins was robbed of a hit by the left fielder Carly Cates on a running catch. And the winning run came in on a wild pitch.
Yep.
Emerson Thompson scored on a wild pitch as she had made it to 3rd base.
That's the deal. You put speed on the bases. Oh, we got some water going to catch Carrillo. They're sneaking up on him. Come on, hurry up.
Lady Cats celebrating out in right field right now.
Yep. Here they go. They got him. They didn't get him good, but they got him. This is awesome.
That's some of the Wildcat boys.
They're the ones that were harassing them earlier. But the big deal here for the weekend is Sanger had their way with us for 2 innings, and while the Lady Cats were hung on zeros till that 7th inning.
Yep.
This every bit comes from not laying down in that 7th inning. Even down 6, they thought they had a chance, and they got it going. And from that point on, it's the Wildcats, the Lady Cats were the better team.
They scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th in game 1 after 2 were out.
After 2, that's right. And that's the difference in this weekend. Now it's celebration time. These fans are, the Sanger side, I don't know what happened to them. They kind of cleared out. But the Lady Cat fans are sitting here and ready to celebrate.
Lady Cats scored their run in the 3rd inning without the aid of a hit.
Yeah.
You had 2 walks, a hit batter, and a wild pitch combining for the run.
Again, make people throw the ball, make people play. Speed kills. We were the faster team.
So Hannah Speed, a masterful pitching performance. Actually, both last night, this morning in game 2 and in game 3. She strikes out 4, and again, her average is going to be somewhere around 10 or 12 strikeouts a game.
Yep.
She walked only 1.
That's huge. That's absolutely huge.
She did hit a batter, and they had a penchant for getting hit by the pitch in this series, and it would be almost imperceptible.
I would like to be a home plate umpire on this, because I got a feeling at least one of them would have come back kind of upset, because I would have had them with their hands in the strike zone.
You know, in the Wills Point series, Hannah hit several batters, and it was clear she hit the batter.
She didn't toil with them.
But in this, it was you could not tell that they had been hit.
It was every one of them on the hands. And then we had Shaylee Friddle do that, and she stood there and took it. And, you know, in reality, she should have just gone on, because it hit her hand.
And they called it a foul ball. So 2 really gutty pitching performances here by Hannah Speed last night, and the continuation this morning and here in game 3. She's just really fantastic, can't say enough. And, of course, the Sanger pitcher, fantastic also.
Yeah.
A real gamer and a tough competitor, Leela Klager. She gave up 3 hits, struck out only 1, Tony. And the Lady Cats really adjusted to her as the series went along.
And we hit the ball more on the nose. Not every hit was tagged, but we didn't have but 2 or 3 of those little end of the bats. And that on Wednesday night, we had probably 5 that were just pool cues.
Right. She walked 2. She hit a batter. So both pitchers were just superb.
And defense was awesome.
Defense was great, and concluded by that running catch by K.K. Montgomery in left field.
I was hoping we threw them out at home, or we were fixing to go home. I really thought that was the ball game.
It looked like it was over her head. Well, the Lady Cats, of course, would have had an at-bat in the bottom of the seventh.
True, but I thought we were going to be down 2-1.
That would not have been a good situation. So Sulphur Springs wins it. Now the Lady Cats have won their 30th game of the season. I wonder how many times Sulphur Springs has won 30 games in a
You can count them on
season.
one hand if you can't count them on one finger.
And they will be going into the state semifinal next week. And again, we don't know. I think Tony is right that it's going to be a one game.
I'm pretty sure it's one game,
playoff.
but instead of getting the trip to go to Georgetown, it's at a neutral site, and you got to get to the finals to get to Georgetown, which is a shame. This is where the top 4 teams should celebrate, be together, do all of that, and let the fans see 4 quality teams.
But that has been the change by splitting the classification into 2 divisions. And Sulphur Springs is in Division 1, and, of course, there's a Division 2. But Lady Cats will play the winner of the Dumas-Andrews Series, which is taking place out in West Texas this weekend. Somewhere between here and Dumas or here and Andrews next week. Who knows where that might be, Tony?
Yeah, I'm seeing if they have put anything down.
I don't think I'm sure they didn't play Thursday night. I'm not sure if they played last night or not. They may be playing a doubleheader today. Dumas has been ranked number 4 in the state. I did not see that Andrews was ranked, even though they've won more than 30 games. And I tell you, the rankings have not proven to be all that reliable.
No.
Tony.
You've got people that are in and out of the areas and all of that, so it's hard to.
But the Lady Cats now will be 30-8 for the season. Sanger will finish 21-9-3. They played in the state semifinal last year against Corpus Christi Cal Allen.
Yep. Well, I bet that was quite a trip. If they're no, you say it's Dumas.
That would have been in Austin or Georgetown or what have you there. University of Texas, I think. In fact, I need to read that announcement again. Mark your calendars. The 2025 UIL State Softball Championships take place May 29th through May 31st at Red and Charlene. Cut us off.
Got unplugged. There we go.
Are we back,
yeah,
James?
We better.
I think we're still with you. Indicate if we're still with you, James. Okay, very good. So May 29th through the 31st at the University of Texas campus. Schedule, spectator, and ticket information at uiltexas.org/softball, and the Lady Cats could very well be there. So we need to wrap this up and get out of here before we get cut off. Lady Cat Softball brought to you by BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, Farm Country, Alliance Bank, the UIL, and thanks to J. Hodge Chevrolet for the use of the Chevy Equinox in which we made the trip. Lady Cats win it 1-0 in Game 3. They won Game 2 1-0. Lady Cats win the series 2-1 over Sanger. Lady Cats are your regional champions in Class 4A Division 1. We will be coming to you from somewhere, probably west of Fort Worth, next week as the Lady Cats take on either Dumas or Andrews in the state semifinals. We say thanks to Matt Jensen, our technical director and video producer, James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio, the great Tony Flippin with the color commentary and play-by-play. Tony, any last word?
I already had my mic down. Get ready to roll. This season's still got some time left, and we need to get behind our Lady Cats.
Lady Cats win it 1-0. They are the regional champs. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say good afternoon from Forney.